of a woman knitting her husband a noose during self-quarantine. Leach's caption was, after 2 weeks of quarantine with her husband, Gertrude decided to knit him a scarf, unquote, in tweet. Several of the Mississippi State players expressed via social media their dislike of said tweet, and Leach then apologized via tweet yesterday saying, I sincerely regret if my choice of images in my tweets were found offensive. Shannon Sharpe, your reaction.
Skip, let this sink in. This dum-dum is in the state of Mississippi. And he thinks it's okay to tweet an image of a noose, and he says, if someone found this offensive. Skip, when in the last 50 years, I'm just going back 50 years, has a noose been acceptable? Skip, this is what rubs me about Mike Leach and always have since I've known about him. He will always say or do something dumb. Now, remember, Skip, I think it was 2018, he tweeted an altered video of President Obama. And he kept doubling down and kept doubling down and kept doubling down until eventually he ended up retweeting the actual video that was not doctored. Mike Leach, you think you're slick, bro, but you're not. You're in Mississippi, and you think it's okay because what? You're the coach of Mississippi State? It's okay for you to tweet that image? Your players have now, you made it abundantly clear. Skip, you don't make those mistakes. Me, as a male in America, I know what's offensive to different races of people. I would never tweet or never say, because I know Mike Leach is a grown man, has a degree, and he didn't know that a noose, forget being, but in Mississippi, given its history of lynchings and Emmett Till, and you don't know that, Mike Leach? That's a fireable offense. Real talk, all the way, 100. That's a fireable offense. And if they weren't so dismal, they would fire him.
I appreciate everything you just said. I know Mike Leach can be kooky, but that not in any way, shape, or form excuses him from this blunder. And this is what gets me, Shannon, about a coach who boasts about being an expert on everything 18th century pirates, Blackbeard and all the pirates of that era. So you know all about that, Mike Leach, but you're so tone deaf when it comes to me, the single most evil symbol of the slavery period in this country. And you think it's cute to tweet it, and you're so tone deaf in your mind that you have no idea that's going to offend people, especially who play for you on your football team in the state of Mississippi. Are you kidding me? Where have you been? Well, I can tell you where he's been. He grew up in a little town called Cody in Wyoming. Then he went to BYU. Then he went to law school at Pepperdine. And he's the rare coach who I don't even think he played high school football. And he talked his way onto one coaching staff, onto another and another. And all of a sudden, he's the coordinator at Oklahoma because he had a mind for the passing game. And he got the head coaching job at Texas Tech. And they had some success. They pulled off some big wins over the Oklahoma Sooners. But he got crossways with a man I knew very well, and Craig James, during that period over his son Adam, who played for Texas Tech. And it blew up in everybody's face. And Mike Leach was relieved of his duties, but he went to Washington State, and he won two-time Pac-12 Coach of the Year. And finally, he winds up at Mississippi State in the SEC. And Shannon, he's in a new place. He's in a whole different part of the country, in a different league, and I don't think they're going to sit still for this one. So he is at least on the hot seat, and I'm with you. Again, most people in charge, especially in the SEC, would not let that go by. That would be a fireable offense. So I think I'm hearing you call for his job right now. You right?
Absolutely. You can't make that kind of mistake, Skip. And the thing is, the greatest apology is change behavior. And he has not learned anything. Maybe he's not putting kids in tool sheds, or maybe he's not doing what he did that got relieved of his duty. But he keeps making this little undercurrent suggestions,
Right.
Skip. But you can't, Skip, this one, of all things, of where we are now in America. Now, even though we have the coronavirus going on, Skip, we're still a very divided country. We know that. Everybody knows that. And he thinks it's key. He thinks it's funny. And then, Skip, the part that got me, if Skip, really, if I probably, instead of just saying, guys, I was wrong, I did this, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
You said, if you offended. What? Man, that is a fireable offense. No, I don't want to. He learned his lesson. He made them. No. Some mistakes, you get a second chance at another job, but not at this one.
Yep. Okay, and this is on top of the fact that this is part of his resume, Shannon. I remind you that back in 2003, he read Donald Trump's book, How to Get Rich. He cold called Donald Trump in New York and went to visit him. They hit it off. They became buddies. He endorsed him, supported him, stumped for him in 2016. And then during the impeachment proceedings, he defended Donald Trump. So that's just part of who he is and who he's been. And on top of that, this happens. That is a really bad look for the new head coach in Starkville, Mississippi.
Yeah. Skip, I didn't want to go there, but yeah, I knew that. Like I said, there's a little thing that he tried. What he tried to do, Skip, he tried to stick his toe over. He don't want to jump fully over there, but he just wants to do just a little bit to let a certain element of people know that I'm with you. I'm with you over here. You know I got to be a head coach, so I can't go all the way over there, but I'm with you. He think he's slick, but you're not slick to me, bro. You needs to go.
Okay, we both spoke our piece on that one. Now let's get a little less serious because Tom Brady next week is going to do the Howard Stern Show. Can't wait to talk about this next here on Undisputed. Let's take it home. Tom Brady is set to appear on Howard Stern Show next Wednesday, and Tom tweeted yesterday, warm weather, Tom lets loose. Let's do this at Howard Stern, followed by 2 laughing emojis. Shannon Sharp, are you surprised Tom Brady's going to do the Stern Show?
Skip Bayless, first of all, this is going to be Howard Stern's least appealing interview ever. Skip, you know when you go on that show, you talk about maybe some of your sexual partners you've had, maybe you pass gas into a microphone. Does anybody expect Tom Brady to be off brand? Tom Brady has a brand to protect. He will protect that at all costs. He's just going to go on there, yeah, I had a great time, I had great teammates, had great coaches, yada, yada, yada. He's not going to do anything that we know Howard Stern, people that go on Howard Stern to be about. Now, obviously, you know, some politicians go on there and they have to be buttoned up, but we don't expect Tom Brady to say anything interesting, do we? I don't.
Shannon Sharp, do you realize Tom Brady just grew up and left home for the first time? Do you realize that he's out from under the tyrannical rule of Bill Belichick and his iron-fisted rule? Do you realize that he's always been a huge fan of Howard Stern's to the point that he once took a tour of Howard Stern's studio? So this is huge for him. He's always only done interviews, as you know, with Jim Gray. And Jim's asked him a lot of tough questions, but not personal probing questions like Howard will.
Thank you.
I think Tom Brady is about to let down his hair.
Bet he doesn't. Skip, that's not him. He's not going to give you he's not going to give you anything interesting, especially about the situation with his oldest son's mother. He's not going to talk about that. He's not going to talk about anything interesting, Skip. I'm not going to do anything that my grandmother that I had to do when I was in my grandmother's house. Lo and behold, I get to college. I did everything that I did at my grandmother's house because I had done it for so long. He's been buttoned up for so long. It's all he knows to be golly gee whiz Tommy.
No. Tom Brady is about to have some fun, and I wish I had more time to talk about that. I had so much more to say, but we're out of time. I want to thank Michael Vader for making this show fly over the last 2 weeks here in my house. Remember, we're on 10 to noon Eastern, Monday on FS1. Stay tuned for The Herd. Please stay strong. Please stay safe, and please stay home.